Okay, first question. In a LAN, which of the following terms best equates to the term VLAN? Is it A, collision domain, B, broadcast domain, C, subnet, D, single switch, or E, trunk? Mykevia.
Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. All
It's
right,
all right.
in the land, which of the following terms best equates to the term VLAN? Collision domain, broadcast domain, subnet, single switch trunk. I'm
And
going
here's a
to
hint.
in
When we talk about VLAN, we're talking about layer two.
layer two. Would it be B,
Why?
broadcast domain?
Why?
Because that's what a VLAN does. It's a virtual local area network that broadcasts a network that broadcasts yeah, network basically. So it would be a broadcast domain B. That's
Okay.
at least that's my explanation. Because I don't think it would be subnet or single switch or trunk or collision domain. I think it would be
Okay.
a broadcast, which
Okay.
is B.
You're correct, by the way, right?
Oh, I am? Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
wrong with my my reasoning?
Um, I felt like you were a little bit guessing, right? So, but you have the right point, right? Is in a local area network, all hosts are on the same network, right? Which
Right.
classifies them as being in the same broadcast domain. Why would we say broadcast domain? Because they are going to hear any frame that gets broadcasted to the entire network. Make
Wait,
sense?
say that one more time.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right.
Sorry.
So within a local area network, hosts classify being in a broadcast domain, right? By being able to listen to any messages communicated by hosts that are dedicated to broadcast,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Okay. All right. So, question two. Imagine a small lab network with one local area network switch. With the ports configured to be in three different VLANs, how many IP subnets do you need for the host connected to the switch ports, assuming that all hosts in all VLANs want to use TCP IP? DeMarco,
It'll be three
why?
because if you got hold on, let me read that again. Imagine all
Hmm.
small lab networks with one LAN switch, okay, with the ports configured to be three different VLANs, okay. How many IP subnets you need to host connect to the switch port or something? All right, so it will be three because you'll need three different subnets because each VLAN will have its own subnet because they can't communicate. Um, they won't be able to communicate to each other, but using TCP IP, depending on uh if you got like a let me read that question again because I don't want to make it seem like it's a I don't want to overdo it, but I
Okay.
know it's three. Because you'll definitely need three subnets. For
Hmm.
you'll definitely need a subnet for each VLAN because
Hmm.
they all segmented. They isolated.
Hmm.
How many IPs do you need for the host to connect to the switch ports? Assuming all hosts and all VLANs want to use TCP/IP. Yeah, so it'll be three because they all will be segmented, and each VLAN will need its own subnet, or they'll all end up on the native VLAN.
Hmm. Final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct. All right. Question three. Switch one sends a frame to switch two using 802.1q trunking. Which of the which of the answers describe how switch one changes or adds to the Ethernet frame before forwarding the frame to switch two? Is it A, enters a 4-byte header and does change the MAC address? Is it B, inserts a 4-byte header and does not change the MAC address? C, encapsulates the original frame behind an entirely new Ethernet header? D, none of the answers are correct. Yasin.
Oh wow. Um. mm, mm,
I'll give you a hint. Question three did not say it is crossing a layer 3 boundary.
okay. Mm,
And it's talking about switches only. It's not talking about a router.
Oh. Okay. I'm honestly not sure, but if I were to pick one, say B.
Why?
Mm, I don't know.
You can ask for help.
Yeah, I
Call a
low key
life,
need help.
call a lifeline. Markivia, DeMarco.
I got just from my notes, I got E.
Okay.
Insert a 4-byte header.
Okay.
It does not change the MAC address.
Mm-hmm. Why? Because what is a switch between a switch that's doing trunking doing?
Can you repeat that?
I ask you why because I want to understand what is a switch between a switch that is performing trunking doing? What is it doing with that frame?
So a switch sending a frame to another switch.
Mm-hmm. What is it doing with that frame based on your
Um,
answer?
it's forwarding.
Mm-hmm.
It's forwarding that frame.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Based on 802.1q, what is it adding on that frame? Why is it important to understand this?
all right. So it's
Is it
adding.
tagging it?
Is it? Yeah. Is it? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Yasin.
Is it adding a tag for the trunk?
What kind of tag?
802.1q.
Now we know that, but
Oh,
what tag?
like
Is it?
a VLAN tag, or
Okay. Why is that important?
because without the VLAN tag, it would just assume the native VLAN, or what?
Hmm. Okay. And what does the trunk carry? Right. That's not normal
It
to a
it
regular
it
access port.
carries information from multiple VLANs.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for, guys. For the CCNA, you have to slow down and read the question. Okay. Switch one sends a frame to switch two using 802.1q trunking. This is a trunk. Break it down, right? Bring out your pencil for the exam. Switch one, switch two. It's a trunk. A trunk carries multiple VLANs. Boom. There you go. Right? So now you got your picture drawn. Which of the following answers describe how switch one changes or adds Ethernet frame before forwarding the frame to switch two? Right? This is where you have to make sure you memorize theory. Okay? Right? And this is where we go back to the section where it's talking about what does a switch do, right? Before sending a frame to another switch that's performing 802.1q. Okay? Make sense? So make sure you go back and read that section within chapter 8, all right?
All right.
Okay. All right, let's go to question 4. All right? You are told that switch 1 is configured with the switch port mode dynamic auto command on its fast Ethernet 0/5 interface, which is connected to switch 2. Okay. Which of the following settings on the switch port mode command on switch 2 would allow trunking to work? Choose two answers. Okay. Markivia.
Yes, I
You
am
can,
ready to answer.
you are
Okay.
ready to, and you better be ready to tell me
To
why.
explain why. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. You are told that switch one is configured with the switch port mode dynamic auto command, which is connected to switch two, which are the following switch port commands on switch two should allow trunking. Okay. So if it's dynamic auto, which means that whatever the other side is configured as, it's going to be. So for trunking, it'll be dynamic desirable,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is one at C.
Mm-hmm.
And then for trunking, hmm, isn't it A and C? Because if the switch port mode is trunk on on switch two, then if
Mm-hmm.
it's dynamic auto,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be trunk. It's gonna do trunking, and then dynamic desirable and dynamic auto does trunking as well. Because I know access is in it, and then dynamic
Mm-hmm.
auto on both sides
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna
Okay.
say A and C.
Okay. So what is dynamic auto doing
It's
in terms of dynamic trunking protocol?
what is it doing? It's automatically setting the switch mode based on what it's configured as. So, well,
Okay. To
dynamic auto.
dynamic auto, what is it doing?
It's automatically setting the switch port. Like
Really?
it, no, it's okay. I don't know how to explain that. And I literally just went over this because this is in like in they review it in like VTP or something like that, I
It's
think.
okay. It's all right.
I
Okay.
think it's A and C though, but I don't know why. Well, I don't
Let's
know what dynamic auto is.
before we get to the answers, let's walk through this, right? So remember when we were reading about theory, right? Between auto and desirable, right? One setting is purely listening to dynamic trunking protocol messages. Okay. It cannot negotiate a dynamic trunking protocol handshake. It's purely listening. So it would never initiate that handshake to begin negotiating. Hey, between switch
Oh,
one and
okay.
switch two,
That's what auto
can you
does.
create a trunk, right? Because with these configurations, whenever we're using dynamic, we're saying configure a trunk automagically instead of statically. You understand?
Yeah.
Now we just talked about auto. What does desirable do? Desirable is listening to those dynamic trunking protocol messages, but it's also initiating, right?
Oh, okay.
Negotiation to create that trunk, right? Via handshake. Okay.
Okay, so auto is listening, desirable is listening and negotiating that first negotiating. Wait, hold on. What is it negotiating? Like the trunking protocols or
Negotiating, creating that trunk, right? Trying to see
okay.
what's configured on the other side, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, with that being said, right? Um, we also talked about, right, as far as via theory, is hey, if we have dynamic something on one side, right, what happens when we have a static configuration on the other side, right? Maybe a trunk. Is it going to configure automatically to a trunk?
Oh, you're asking me?
Hmm.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that?
Okay, so if we understand, right, um, right, if we understand that a trunk is configured statically on one
Mm-hmm.
side and dynamic, whether it's auto or desirable on one side, if it's configured on the other side, what's going to happen if we have a trunk figured statically on one side? Is a
It's
trunk going to
gonna
be
be a trunk is gonna be on the other side
why?
because that's why is a trunk gonna be? Because that's what it's statically configured as.
Okay, what is the switch going to do as far as messages?
it's gonna just it's regarding messages.
It's going to send those DTP messages, correct?
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Okay. So
that was
you're right.
simple.
A
Okay.
and C. So just review that theory to understand
Okay.
what that's doing. Okay.
Okay. Will
All
do.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Good job. All right. Question 5. Oh, Donovan's here. Question 5. A switch has just arrived from Cisco. The switch has never been configured with any VLANs, but VTP has been disabled. An engineer configures the VLAN 22 and name Hannah's VLAN commands, and then exits configuration mode. Which of the following are true? Choose two answers. DeMarco.
All right. The switch has just arrived from Cisco. The switch has never been configured with any VLANs, but VTP has been disabled. Engineer configures VLAN 22 and names it Hannah's VLAN command, and then exit configuration mode. Which of the following are true? Um, so I do have. All right. So it's going to be A and B. VLAN 22 is listed in the output of
Mm-hmm.
the show VLAN brief. Because once you configure that VLAN 22 and you
Mm-hmm.
just type in the show VLAN brief command, you should see it there.
Mm-hmm.
And VLAN 22 is listed in the output of the show running config. Once you do show run, you should see it there as well.
Mm-hmm. Final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. Okay. Question 6. Which of the following commands identify switch interfaces as being trunking interfaces? Interfaces that currently operate as a VLAN trunk. Choose two answers. Yasin, you're muted, by the
Sorry,
way.
give me 1 second.
No problem.
Control. Choose two. Okay. I'm gonna go with B and C.
Why?
I don't think D is. I don't even know if that's even a command. And I
Okay.
thought for A you would have to specify like the interfaces.
Okay. That final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. Okay. Question 7. In a switch that disables VTP, an engineer configures the commands VLAN 30 and shut down VLAN 30. Which answers should be true about this switch? Choose two answers. Markivia.
Oh, you said 6, right? Which of the following
7.
commands? Oh,
Yeah.
oops. Okay, sorry. And
Mm.
a switch that disables VTP and engineer configures the command VLAN 30, shut down VLAN 30. Which answer should be true for the switch? Choose two. So VLAN 30 is going to show in the VLAN brief command because that shows a summary of the VLANs configured on the switch. So A
Okay.
and also B, A and B because it's going to be on the running config as well, which is the current config that's on the switch. So A and B?
Final answer?
Yes.
You are correct.
Period. Okay.
Okay. All right. Last question. The show interfaces gigabit 0/1 trunk command provides three lists of VLAN IDs. Which items would limit the VLANs that appear in the first of 3 lists of VLANs? DeMarco.
Let me see. Show the interfaces gigabit 01 trunk command. The show interfaces gigabit 01 trunk command provides 3 lists of VLAN IDs. Which items would limit the VLANs that appear in the first of the 3 lists of VLANs? Uh,
And remember, slow the question down.
let me see. A shutdown VLAN 30 global, a switch mode for trunk allow VLAN interface subcommand STP choice no VLAN. I say which items would limit the VLAN that appears in the first of the 3 lists. All right, so I know it's not show shut down VLAN global 30 global switch port trunk allow STP. It's not talking about STP and no VLAN. All right, so it's gonna be B, a switch port trunk allow VLAN interface subcommand.
Which answer?
B. We on number 8 or number 7?
Number
All right,
8.
yeah. So it's gonna be B.
Why?
All right, because it say which item would limit the VLANs that appear in the first of the 3 list of VLANs. Switchboard trunk allow interface segment. All right. When you do switchboard trunk allow, you're actually allowing the VLANs. So all right, because I see it in my head. All right, when you do the switchboard trunk allow VLANs and you put the VLANs in there, then that means all those VLANs can communicate with each other.
Right, because you're explicitly telling the trunk
what VLAN,
which VLANs to use. That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's your final answer?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
Marquita, is he right?
Yep, he is right. B is switch port trunk allow VLAN interface subcommand. Yep.
Yasin, is he right?
I would assume so. Yeah.
DeMarco?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
You are correct.
Gotcha.
All right, guys. So, good review. Come Thursday, we are going to review Chapter 9, okay? Chapter 9, we're gonna start straight into the lab because some of those concepts, we need to co-op talk theory and do the lab at the same time so you guys can get the theory, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
guys.
good.
You guys have
All
a
right.
great day.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.